The Shadow of Sandy Point Road, Untold Stories of New Brunswick's Youth Institutions. If you drive along Sandy Point Road today and pull up outside the building at number 545, right across the street from Hazen White St. Francis School, there is little on the surface to suggest the weight of the history buried in the soil beneath it. To anyone passing by, it looks like a typical commercial property set against the St. John tree line, a place now dedicated to wellness clinics and local business services. Decades ago, this stretch of land carried a very different reputation. It was the original site of the Boys' Industrial Home, an institution that struck fear into local youth and left an indelible mark on families across New Brunswick. For my own family, institutional history isn't just an abstract entry in a local history book, it touches close to home. My brother, who has Down syndrome, attended the Dr. William F. Roberts Hospital School in St. John as a day student, coming home to us every evening. At the time, families like ours believed these provincial institutions were simply providing the necessary day program, special education, and structured support our loved ones needed. It was only years later that the dark reality of what actually occurred inside New Brunswick's state-run youth facilities came to light. A system built on suppression, established in the late 1890s on the grounds of the old provincial penitentiary, the Boys' Industrial Home on Sandy Point Road served as New Brunswick's primary reformatory for youth. In the early to mid-20th century, a child did not need to commit a severe crime to be sent away. The legal system granted wide authority to courts, welfare boards, and overwhelmed families to commit children for incorrigibility. Truancy, running away, or minor behavior issues were enough to land a child behind institutional doors. While presented to the public as places of character building, early records reveal severe conditions. Overcrowded penal conditions. A scathing 1929 audit by the Canadian Council on Child Welfare condemned the Sandy Point Road facility, reporting that it operated strictly as an overcrowded prison, emphasizing punishment over education. Inmate rebellions. In 1929, conditions grew so severe that the young boys staged a series of violent revolts to protest their harsh treatment under the administration. The Miller Inquiry, uncovering decades of hidden abuse. In December 1962, the province closed the aging Sandy Point Road home and transferred residential youth operations to the newly built New Brunswick Training School at Kingsclear. In the 1990s, the horrific actions of guard Carl Toft at Kingsclear triggered a massive public reckoning. Toft was arrested and ultimately convicted on 34 counts of sexual assault against children under his care. The scandal forced the provincial government to establish a formal commission of inquiry led by retired Justice Richard L. Miller. The Miller Inquiry revealed that systemic abuse was not contained to a single guard or a single building. The inquiry formally investigated 3 interconnected provincial facilities. 1. The Boys' Industrial Home in St. John, the original Sandy Point Road facility. 2. The New Brunswick Training School at Kingsclear, its successor. 3. The Dr. William F. Roberts Hospital School in St. John, a facility operated by the Department of Health for mentally challenged children and wards of the state. The inquiry's findings led to an official government apology and the creation of a provincial compensation program that paid out millions of dollars to over 280 validated victims of institutional abuse across these 3 locations. Reflection. Over the years, the physical structures on Sandy Point Road changed. The original buildings gave way to new development, and the land transitioned into the quiet commercial spot we see today, right across from the elementary school where local kids play. Physical spaces can be remodeled, but truth cannot be erased. Looking back at the history of these institutions brings a painful reality to light. Families believed they were utilizing valuable community resources and doing the right thing for their children. Instead, history proved that vulnerable youth, from rebellious teens to young people with special needs, were exposed to a deeply flawed institutional system that failed to protect them. Uncovering these records isn't just about reading local history. It's about honoring the memory and experiences of family members like my brother, ensuring that the truth of what happened behind those doors is never forgotten.